Hey guys, Ivan here at ivanmena.com, and in this video I want to do a complete Taboola tutorial in 2022. Taboola is one of the most popular native ad platforms you can use to run your ads, which can reach millions of people on millions of different websites. A really cool opportunity to reach your target audience and make a lot of money if you haven't tried native ads before. So the ads will look something like this. You can have some copy at the top. You can have some copy on the sides. As you scroll down, you see ads here. These are native ads, right? So I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. Your ads can also show up at the bottom of the page. So if I scroll down to the very bottom of this page, they don't have the ads, but it would look something like this, where it would say sponsored links by Taboola in the top right or bottom right, and there will just be a bunch of pictures and a bunch of ads. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it here step by step in my own new Taboola account that I created. So buckle up, make sure to hit like and subscribe so you stay tuned to my future content, and let's get straight into it. So the first thing you guys are going to want to do is have some sort of website that you're promoting, all right? So I'm going to assume that you either have an affiliate site you want to promote, or ideally your own landing page, your own website. So I'm gonna close out of these tabs, and over here we'll be using my Unbounce page called Synergy Spanish. So this is the page that we'll be promoting. It's one of the pages I created in one of my previous videos to show you how to make money online. And if you are looking for a landing page builder, I strongly suggest Unbounce. I have been using them for about 4 years now. They are my favorite builder out of the 10 or so that I tried. So if you guys head over to go.ivanmena.com/unbounce, I give you a 14-day free trial and 20% off on your first 3 months up to a year if you sign up. So definitely an exclusive offer you can't get anywhere else. So again, if you're looking for a landing page builder, I would say Unbounce is the way to go. But this is step one. Make sure you have some page you want to promote. Next, you're going to head over to Taboola.com. So just head over to Taboola.com, sign up. The process is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. To create an account, you will have to go in and verify your email. They might ask you to enter your website right away as you sign up. So just go in and enter either your affiliate site that you want to promote or enter in your own website. But don't put too much emphasis on that, because the first thing you want to do once you actually reach this interface, once you confirm your email, is scroll to the bottom and just deselect it. So pause this campaign. And the reason for that is when they ask you to create a campaign, when you're first just setting up your account, you don't see all the options. You don't have much optimization and selection for what to do and all the different options you can have for targeting. So I strongly suggest that you pause it or even delete it if you want. And we're just going to create a brand new campaign here from start to finish. All right. I'm also going to show you how to set up tracking as well, how to set up the pixel on your website if you have it. So the first thing we're going to do here is head over and click on create in the top right. And by the way, you might see this option here if you're completely new, which is what I have. I started a brand new account. So just make sure you go through these steps. So add a payment method. We're going to create a campaign together. We're going to launch a campaign together. Complete your account setup if you have it. Well, actually, we're going to do this too. This is the pixel setup. So don't worry about that. I'm just going to close it. And what you're going to do is click on create here. And Taboola has made their interface much easier over the years. And we're going to click on campaign. It used to be much more frustrating to work with, I would say, not as straightforward. Now it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy to work with. So don't worry about this option here. We will set up a pixel together after we create the campaign. So the first thing we're going to do here is enter our campaign name. So the product we're promoting here is Synergy Spanish. All right, this is just our sample product that we're going to promote. So we're going to type in Synergy Spanish. And then for the brand name, so this is what will show up below the ad, right? So below the title, it's going to say ad by the name. And so we're going to I'm going to Control-C and paste it here. So the name of this product, I want to be Synergy Spanish. Next, we're going to choose a goal, all right? So if you want to collect emails, you're going to select lead generation. If you want to focus on sales right away, you're going to select purchase. If you want to focus on website clicks and getting as much traffic as possible, you're going to go with website engagements. If you want to reach as many humans as possible, if you have a new product, you want to share it with the world, you would go with brand awareness. And if you have a mobile app, you will go with mobile app installs. For the purpose of this video, we're going to go with website engagement. And what this does really is Taboola is going to target people that are more likely to do any of these things. So if you select website engagement, Taboola is going to target people who are more likely to click on your site and engage with your ad. Whereas, for example, if you select lead generation, Taboola is going to target people more likely to sign up to your email list or whatever it is you have going there. Next, we're going to scroll down, and this is where you can set the budget. So you can set either a daily budget, a monthly budget, or a lifetime budget, and then you would set the bid. So we're going to go with daily budget. Let's say I don't want to spend more than $20 a day. And let's say for the month, I don't want to spend more than $50 a month. All right, so you do have to enter both of these. You can't just enter the daily without the monthly. And then for the bid is how much do you want to pay per click? So I'm going to say, for example, 10 cents per click. And it's just going to tell me that I'm expected to get about 200 clicks a day at this rate. You can always change your bid later on. So I would start with something lower and then increase it over time, because I don't want to put a bid that's too high and then get through my entire budget in the next 30 minutes, right? So I'm just going to start low, see how things go. And if I'm not getting enough traffic, then I'm going to slowly increase this, maybe to 15 cents, then 20 cents, so on and so forth. You can leave this at smart bid. Ad optimization, we're going to leave as optimized. CPA goal, this is if you have a pixel set up, and then once you get some conversions enabled, Taboola is going to try to get you as many actions for your goal. So let's say I want $5 per sign up. Let's suppose I'm collecting emails. I don't want to pay more than $5 per sign up. So then Taboola is going to do the best it can to get as many targeted people to my site so that my conversions will cost me $5 per conversion, right? So that's the idea. I'm going to leave this as blank for now. Next, we have the schedule. So we want to run this ad as soon as possible. If you're not ready yet, you can, of course, select a start and end date. You can say when you want your ads to run, so you can select the times and the days, pretty straightforward. I'm going to leave it at 24/7. And of course, once you set up this campaign, you can set it to active right away, or you can pause it if you're not sure and maybe you want to fix some things and you're just setting this up so it's there until it's ready. You can do that. We're going to click next. And so here we have the targeting. So this is the meat and bones of our campaign. This is where the magic happens, because this is where we're going to find our targeted audience. So the first option here is going to be location. So you can choose the country. So if you type in, for example, United States, you will be able to select by region, by DMA. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but by city, by postal code, you can select that. If you select more than one country, you cannot sort by region and state. So if you want to target specific states, but you still want to target another country, what you would have to do is then create separate campaigns. So you would create one campaign where you target US and then specific regions, and then you would create another campaign where you target, for example, Canada. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to type in, let's say we want to target Canada, US, and let's say Australia. And these are the 3 countries that we'll be targeting. You can select your platform. So do you want to target desktop, mobile, and tablet, or just pick one? They do suggest, for example, if you pick desktop on mobile, they do suggest that you just stick with one at a time because the bids will be different, right? Mobile is generally cheaper. So if you mix them and you set one bid, it's not going to be very cost effective for you because then you might end up overpaying. So if you do want to run on desktop, mobile, and tablet, I would suggest creating different campaigns for them because you can set a different bid for all of them and you might end up paying cheaper for mobile. So we're going to go with desktop here. You have some other options here, such as the operating system. I'm going to leave it at all operating systems, but you could select a specific one if your product is tailored to a specific operating system. Browser, again, same thing, Safari, Edge, Internet Explorer. We're just going to go with everything. It doesn't really matter. But if your product cares about what browser people are using, like if you have a certain extension, let's say a Chrome extension, you would probably want to pick Chrome. So that's what that is. And next, we're going to scroll down. Now you have the audience targeting. So this is actually the most important part of all targeting, because this is how you're going to be able to really set your audience and really find the most engaged audience for your product. So the first option here, my audience, this is remarketing lists. So we don't have anything here because, well, we didn't set up any remarketing lists yet. If you would like me to make a video on how to set up remarketing for Taboola, let me know in the comments down below and I can make a follow-up video for that. But this isn't necessary to get started, and this video is just about getting the basic setup, setting you up for cold traffic, right? Remarketing is a whole other beast. So let me know in the comments if you want a video on that. So these two are the options where you'll actually be able to target your audiences. So you have two basic options. You have the marketplace audiences and you have contextual. Marketplace audiences will target specific people regardless of which website they go on. Contextual will target specific websites. Okay, so let me give you an example. So marketplace audiences, by the way, you have a lot of options here. So for example, you can target by age, by education, by gender. You can target by, let's say, behavior and interests, people that are interested in any of these points. So what happens is Taboola puts a pixel on a bunch of different websites, right? And that way they're able to monitor people's behavior. And so if they notice that people, for example, they go to a lot of food and drink websites, then those people will be listed over here. And so when you select this option, you'll be targeting people that Taboola has determined to show an interest in food and drink. Let me show you another example. If I close out of that, if we go into intent, these are people that Taboola has determined are more likely to buy any of these specific things. So for example, if I say autos and vehicles, and we select this, you're now going to be targeting people that Taboola has determined have a strong interest in actually buying these products. So not only are these people going on car websites, but they are going on websites which have cars that can be bought, for example. So not just blogs, but actual luxury cars that can be bought. Okay, so this is a little bit more serious. Intent is a little more serious than just behavior because Taboola has determined that these people are likely to buy. Okay, so I'm gonna close out of that because we're not targeting cars here. You have B2B here where you can target by employment position, industry, job, the size of the company they work in, stuff like that. You have custom where I believe this allows you to target high intent shoppers. So people that Taboola has determined are very likely to buy things. So maybe they go on different websites and they always buy. So you can target these people. Now, when you select this targeting, you're going to be targeting people who match at least one of the following. So you'll be targeting people who have an interest in food and drink or are high intent shoppers, right? So this is probably not something you want if you want to really hone in and get a very targeted audience. You probably want to find something that's very relevant to exactly what you're doing. So if you want to target high intent shoppers, you probably want to mix it along with contextual targeting, and you want to create different campaigns to test all the different audiences, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these because these are irrelevant to our product. And instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in here language, and I'm going to try to find people that are interested in maybe learning Spanish because this product, this offer here, is about learning how to speak Spanish quickly. So once again, I'm going to type in language, and I'm just going to go through this and see what I can find. And so, for example, I don't know what this is, IOTA Marketplace, Spanish language shows. So people that are watching Spanish shows probably speak Spanish, so probably don't want to target that. But you would just go down and, for example, English speakers. So we want to target English speakers, right? Now, this is under demographic. It's not an interest group, but this is something you would want to do and kind of do some research on, because what do English speakers do? What are some of their interests? You can see if you can find a sort of pattern and then go in and find the audiences here. So we can scroll down, see if we can find something. So I have no idea. I would have to do the research. So Spanish speakers, you definitely don't want to target that. But let's scroll all the way to the top. Let's suppose this interest, hobbies, languages. So I'm guessing maybe IOTA is some sort of, I don't know, some sort of place where people can buy and sell things, maybe language products. And so here it tells you even, it says users who browse content such as articles, reviews, and blog posts that demonstrate an interest in hobbies, specifically languages. So maybe we want to target these people, right? So we're going to be targeting English speakers or IOTA Marketplace, people that are interested in languages. And here it tells you the size of the audience. So this is almost 90 million. This is almost 55 million people. So a huge, huge audience. And that's pretty much it for the audiences. So basically you'll be targeting people regardless of what website they go on. So if these people go on an auto website to buy a Honda, they might see your ad, right? Now this is completely different with contextual, where you'll be placing content on actual websites. So over here, if I type in, so again, you can do the same thing here and kind of scroll through. right? I'm trying to see if I can find something to do with languages. Maybe not. Let me see if I type in language. No, maybe Spanish. No, nothing. So would have to kind of browse through it and see. Oops, not culture and arts, that's too broad. Sports package, no. So I would have to kind of go through this and see if I can find something to do with languages. I don't know if I can, but the point I'm trying to make here is that you'll be targeting specific websites, regardless of what people go to those websites. So if I target, for example, advertising and marketing, I'm going to be showing my ads on websites that have to do with advertising and marketing, no matter who sees those websites. And then if you do that, it says targeting contextual topics and marketplace audiences is not recommended and will narrow your campaign's reach. However, that could be a good thing. So if you really want to laser target your audience and target specific people that go on specific websites, this could be the way to do it. So sometimes it is good to narrow. So don't worry that you get this message. However, in this case, this is kind of irrelevant, so I will clear that. And if you scroll over here a little bit to the top, it even tells you that targeting more than one audience type. So that means if I select my audience, marketplace audience, and contextual, it's gonna narrow, because that means that for my ad to show up, all three of these criteria have to match. However, if you add more audiences within a single audience type, so as we have done here, this will now increase your reach, because now I'm targeting either English speakers or people that are interested in languages. And I actually don't suggest doing this. What I would suggest you do is instead create one campaign per audience group, or really narrow it down by creating several of these audiences in several branches. And the reason for that is, let's suppose you make a lot of sales in this campaign, right? You will have no idea whether the sales came from this marketplace audience or this marketplace audience. You won't know. So I suggest that you only have one audience group per campaign, so you can really narrow down where the sales are coming from. So in this case, I'm actually gonna remove this, and we're just gonna go with this option here, IOTA Marketplace, interest, people that are interested in languages. And then we can create another campaign for just targeting English speakers, for example, right? So that's the idea. We're gonna scroll down. Next, you have tracking. If you're using a third-party tracking tool, such as in my case, ClickMagick, you will be able to set all this up within ClickMagick. So you don't have to worry about this. When you enter your URL, you would just enter your whole URL, including this, in the link. However, if you don't have any sort of tracking system, or you're using, for example, Google Analytics, you can just leave it as default, and you can change these values here. So UTM source, if you're tracking on different sources, is Taboola. UTM medium, referral. So you can change this to be the campaign name. So I'm not gonna get too much in detail into the tracking. I could make another separate video for that. But just so you know, this has to do with tracking your sales. And if you don't have a third-party tracking tool and you're just using Taboola, you can just leave this as is. So take a look at this. Everything here looks good. So we're gonna go in and scroll down. Again, we're gonna click on create and add ads. And so this is where we're gonna create the actual images and the headlines for our campaign. So you have different options here. The first option is you can bulk upload. So if you're working with an agency, for example, who help you out and they create a whole list of different creatives for you, you can just go in and bulk upload them right over here. So you can drag and drop the CSV file they gave you. There's an RSS feed. I'm not too familiar with this, but it does the same thing. And then you have these two more basic options. So the first option here is you will basically select your campaign. So Synergy Spanish, you're gonna enter your URL, and then you're just going to enter all the different headlines and descriptions and the images, all right? And that's basically how you're gonna do it. And then Taboola will change up and play around with the headlines and the descriptions, and they're gonna mix and match them. So you're gonna basically enter everything, and then Taboola is gonna mix and match to find the best one. If you select one by one, then over here, you're gonna select the campaign again, and then you can just enter a bunch of different URLs. So if you wanna promote different URLs, not just one, you would be able to do it here. However, for the purpose of this video, we're just gonna go with this variations options over here. And it's probably the option most of you guys are gonna be going with most of the time anyway. So we're gonna go through this step by step. So the first thing we're gonna do is enter a landing page URL. So our landing page URL is this. It is not very pretty at all. However, you can get a custom domain, okay? So this is just for illustration. And in fact, if you do watch my Unbounce videos, in my Unbounce tutorial, I show you exactly how to do that. But over here, we're going to go in and paste this page. Then we're going to scroll down. And then over here, we can enter some variations for headlines and descriptions. So for this first part here, for the headline, maybe we can say, I'm going to copy that. Oops, come back here, paste it here. The headline can be 100 words, so this is perfect. Now, make sure you read the Taboola rules for what you can and can't do in ads. You don't want to be suspended or have your ads disapproved. So one of the things they say is that you can't use excessive capitalization. I believe they say you can capitalize just one word, but I have tried to capitalize one word and the ad got disapproved. So I just go with no capitalization of any words at all, unless it makes sense to, unless it's an acronym like ASAP or things like that. And then over here, I'm just going to remove, I think the exclamation mark is okay. So this will be my headline number 1. We can add a description as well. So we can come over here and let's say I want to copy this testimonial, right? Let's say we're going to use this testimonial as our description. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it here. And we can just tidy this up a little bit. My Mexican friends are more impressed with my progress in a little over a month. It was easy to follow. Oh, and then I guess, okay, so I'm gonna delete that. It's just repetition. And then this is gonna be our description. It's gonna be like a little testimonial, right? Neil Elson, USA, we can say that. Neil Elson, USA. Yeah, I think I spelled it right. And you can also add a call to action button. So we can say here, we can say learn more, for example, okay? So this can be our headline and description 1. And then what we can do is we can duplicate it and then we can change some words around. So for this option here, we can do something else. We can say for the description, for example, I'm going to Control-C this part. Let me drag this over to the right. I'm going to paste it here, remove that. And then that can be our description here. And then for the other title, we could say this. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to delete that and just paste it here. Okay. And so this is going to be our 2 separate variations. And for the CTA button, let's try maybe sign up and we can see which one does better. Okay. So that's it for our headline and description. We're going to scroll down here. We're going to add media. So if you have images, that's great. You can just go in and you can upload your images, straightforward. I do love the fact that they have stock images available. So they have a partnership with stock images, same as Facebook ads, Google ads, Microsoft ads, and you can just look for keywords, look for something that you want that looks similar to what you're promoting. And so I'm going to type in Spanish and you can just add it here for free. You don't have to pay. So you can find something suitable. I don't know, this isn't really suitable, but that's okay. So once you select an image, that's pretty much it. It automatically gets added. So maybe let me say, speak Spanish. And then let's see if we can find something else. So this looks cool. I don't like, I mean, yeah, we can, you know, just for illustration purposes, can go in and add that. And then there you go, right? So now Taboola is going to play around with these variations. Here are some of the examples of what it's going to look like. So you have the headline, you have the description, you have the branding placeholder, which is going to say Synergy Spanish. And then you have the call to action button. And then you can see what it looks like on different dimensions. So you have a 2x1. That's the bigger one, right? 6x5. And this one doesn't show up, I guess. There you go. So 6x5, right? And that's basically the idea, right? So that's what your ads are going to look like. I'm pretty happy with them. So I'm going to go in and click submit. And I'm going to give it a second to load. And now it says ads successfully saved. And now the ads are going to go under review. So if we go to campaigns, we're going to see that our campaign. All right, so I had to make sure to remove that filter and just select all campaigns and select the date to today. And then here's our campaign. It says pending review. So if we click over here, you should see your ads here that will be pending review. And if they get disapproved, you will see a message here that's going to say ad disapproved or something like that. And it will give you a brief reason why. So it's going to say, for example, image is inconsistent with campaign, or text doesn't follow guidelines. So if you don't follow the text guidelines, like if you capitalize too much, they will say issue with headline, things like that. And then they will give you a link to an article where you can go through and read all their rules. I can link the article in the description as well, so you familiarize yourself with what you can and can't do. And then that's the idea. So you're gonna set up your campaign, and it's as simple as that. They made it very straightforward, very simple, easy to do. And if you go into campaigns here, what you can also do is you can change the campaign name. So we named it Synergy Spanish, but you can change it so that it's easy for you to reference what the targeting was, right? So if you recall, we targeted people that were interested in learning languages. So we can write here, Synergy Spanish. We can say interest in languages. You can also say the countries. So we said US, Canada, AU, and that's pretty much the main targeting options. So this way, if you duplicate this campaign, you will be able to see right away at first glance what the targeting was, right? And then what you can do is, so let me quickly show you how to duplicate campaign now. So if you go into ads, if you want to duplicate your ads, you can simply click on duplicate here and then change it up. But if you go to campaigns for the targeting, what you can do is you can simply click on duplicate campaign. And then everything is the same. We will change the name of the campaign later as well, but it's just gonna make us select everything here. So everything is the same, but let's say we want to change for the audience targeting. Remember, we said we wanted to change to Spanish, to English speakers. So we're going to select language, English speakers. We're going to duplicate campaign. And it says successfully duplicated. So we're going to go into campaigns now. We are going to select this. We're not going to say copy. We're going to remove that, but we will say, instead of interest in languages, we're going to say English speakers, right? We're going to hit save. And there you go. And we're going to remove this filter once again. And we should see all campaigns here. I don't know why it does that. If we go to all campaigns right here, make sure you go to all campaigns. Now we see all campaigns. So this one was my campaign that I created. Don't worry about that. You can ignore it. I'll probably just delete it actually. But now these two, you'll be able to see that this campaign is an interest in languages. This one is English speakers, right? So you'll be able to tell right away which one does better. And that's why I do suggest that you put in one interest group at a time, unless you use the laser focus approach where you really narrow down and create an audience with every one of the audience options there. So contextual, marketplace, and maybe even remarketing. So you can do that. Now, another thing you can do is if you go into columns and you go into custom here, you can customize what you want to see. So if you want to see your CTR, your CPM, you know, all this stuff, or if there's something you don't want to see, if you don't want to see start and end date, maybe it's taking up too much space. Maybe you don't want to see the view click-through rate, the view cost per mil, cost per 1,000 impressions. You can go in and hit save. And I was it's gonna change up. You can also rearrange your columns here if you want. So you can do that. So quite simple, quite straightforward. I do like the clicks at the forefront. So either clicks or impressions. And that is it for setting up the campaign. Let me quickly show you how to set up tracking because it is important. So what you're gonna do is click on tracking here. And from here, what you're going to do is click on create pixel. And if you're using Google Tag Manager, the process is really simple. You're just going to go into Google Tag Manager, click on add new code. You're going to select Taboola from the dropdown and just enter this ID. And that's it. Okay, so instructions are here, but it's really, really simple. This isn't as simple, the pixel code option, which is what I'm going to show you here, but it's still very, very simple. Just follow along with me. So the first thing you're going to do is copy this code to the clipboard. We're going to go back to our landing page builder, click on edit. And depending on what page builder you're using, all you have to do is find the JavaScript option where you can add the code. So in Unbounce, it's going to be in the bottom left. In ClickFunnels, it's going to be top left. So just look for it or ask support where you can add the JavaScript, and you're just going to add it in the head section. Okay, and it literally tells you here you have to add it between the head tags. And then over here, I'm going to rename it Taboola Pixel. And we're going to hit save, and we're going to hit save. And that is it. Okay, and then we're going to republish the page. And then you're going to click close here. And then what you're going to want to do is just refresh your page several times. So if I didn't have that open, what I would do is click on it here and just refresh this page several times. And then this should show up here. It tells you that it might take up to 20 minutes for the pixel to show up. Let's see if it does. If we refresh, it might take up to 20 minutes. For me, it took about 30 minutes actually. So just give it a few moments. Now, another thing you could also do is install this Taboola Pixel Helper extension on Chrome. And when you refresh the page after adding the pixel, this should show a little green 1 there, which means there's 1 pixel set up. That said, this also took a while for me to show up. It did not show this pixel instantly, all right? So keep that in mind. This will not be instant. This will take a while to show up, but the main thing here is this to be green. Once this says pixel active, you're good to go. You will be able to set up remarketing lists, and you'll be able to create conversion campaigns and lead generation campaigns and things like that, all right? So that's pretty much it. I showed you how to create campaigns, how to duplicate them, how to duplicate ads, how to adjust your columns, how to set up your tracking. What else do we need? That's pretty much it for this tutorial. Let me know in the comments below if you want a video on a different network, a different native ads network, maybe Rev content, or if you want me to go into more detail into audiences, how to create a remarketing list, or if you have any more questions about tracking. And that's pretty much it. I hope you found value in this video. If you enjoyed this content, guys, definitely take a look at my YouTube channel at youtube.com/IvanMana, where I have close to 500 free videos, guys, showing you how to make money online, covering a variety of different sources and methods. And it's just, I mean, it's a huge library, guys. It's almost 500 free videos of pretty much anything you can think of to do with affiliate and online marketing. I also give you guys a free guide at ivanmana.com, the free 55-page affiliate marketing guide. And if you want to delve deeper into traffic sources like Microsoft, Google, and Facebook ads, I have very thorough and very detailed, almost 4-hour training courses showing you exactly how to do all that at ivanmana.com/all-courses. And that is all for this video. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.